Opinions, viewpoints, and beliefs presented on this program do not necessarily reflect those of the management, the affiliates and broadcast partners, or the sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
Scarefest Radio, the radio you can see.
And hello and good evening, everyone, and welcome to Scarefest TV, the original broadcast date, August 11th, 2023. We're counting down the days until Scarefest 2023 happens. It's like next weekend, I think, or something like that. My co-host tonight is the lovely and talented Chad Harlan. Chad, how you doing, buddy?
Awesome. How are you this evening?
Hey, I feel like I haven't seen you forever. I just feel like
I know.
It's just... Oh, I know what I forgot to do. Okay. Yeah, I just... What do you like these? Good. I went to Walmart today. Yeah, today. And I bought, you know those ones that advertise on TV, those tacky glasses, they call them?
I haven't seen that.
You haven't seen those? Oh, yeah. They're like, you can, they're anti-glare. There's a yellow pair that allegedly you can see in the dark with. They're like military grade, cheap plastic fucking sunglasses, what they are. But they look really cool. I thought they looked a little bit douchey, and that's why I picked them out. Because, I'm practically a state trooper wearing these. So,
I know. Yeah, you're going to get some good tan lines with those on the tractor.
Actually, one time, back when we took dance classes, Chad, I wore a bandana. Keep sweat on my eyes.
Of course,
my hair was long, so I had a bandana. So I went to dance class and I had this big stripe on my forehead. I was tan and white, and it just totally blew my dance instructor away. Everybody, tonight what we're doing, we're going to give you the speaker announcements. Chad and I are going to go through the schedule, tell you who's speaking and what they're speaking about, because we haven't done it yet. We do not have a celebrity announcement tonight. The reason is we had so much other stuff to announce, we didn't want him to get lost in the shuffle. And then Brandon went to Smoky Mountain Fan Fest this weekend, and they have no internet, so he cannot send me all the stuff he wanted me to announce, but he also has not cleared me to announce the announcement that we had. So we're going to repeat last week's announcements and give you all these great speakers. I'm actually kind of proud, Chad. We have, I think you've looked them over. I think we have some of the most, I think we covered more ground this year.
I was excited when I saw the list and the topics. I was excited, and I'm a little disappointed I'm going to be stuck with the microphone all weekend, because I'd like to see quite a few of them.
Well, we could probably get you away, depending on how busy they have me. We will make a point. You pick out a couple you want to go to, and I'll make a point to have someone there to cover for you during those times. If nothing else, we'll let Katie do it.
Oh yeah, she could do a great job at it. But yeah, there's quite a few of the seminars this year that I think the fans are going to be excited with the topics.
The only thing I feel like we're still light on is cryptozoology. I don't think we have anybody talking about Bigfoot.
I thought we had one or two.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Holler Monsters of Kentucky. We'll get to that in a moment. We did have one. But we finally got some more ufology built into the schedule. So everybody, we do have some great things we're going to be talking about. Let's just go ahead and give them the first one.
Our first seminar on Friday at 5 will be Paula Kelly, Ghostly Tales of McCracken County.
Now, Paula has a new book out, and she's going to be sharing 3 stories from her book, Ghostly Tales of McCracken County. I'm probably going to get her on the show here either before Scarefest or soon after. I've had her trying to get her scheduled since April or May. They sent me a PDF of the book, and I ain't got to it.
I was going to say, did Anita read it to you?
It just didn't happen. What can I tell you? Douche glasses on here. But yeah, so anyway, Paula Kelly is going to kick off our seminar series on Friday, as Chad mentioned. Okay, next one up, Chad.
At 6 o'clock on Friday will be Christopher Harmon, Otherworldly Beings, Aliens, and Spacecraft.
Yeah, now, I don't know Christopher, but we just became friends on Facebook because it's 2023. He's from MUFON, the Mutual UFO Network. He will be discussing alien encounters, abductions, and spacecraft, and about becoming a certified field investigator and abduction counselor. I didn't know they did that.
I didn't either. I'm excited though, like you said, I'm excited to see ufology get a little more time here. We've got some famous cases here in Kentucky, and it'll be interesting to hear from the experts.
I wonder if he knows about the one the train hit.
I know, that's what I was thinking myself.
I'm sorry, there's certain things that happen on this show that just blow me away, and that was one.
Me too. After that episode, I went and researched that, read more about it. I've never heard of that, and it was near where my wife grew up. So.
Yeah. That it's a mountain thing. It's a mountain thing. Okay.
At 7 o'clock, we'll have Gatekeeper Paranormal, Bobby Mackey's Music World.
They're an accurate and detailed history of the property from the 1800s to the present day, separating fact from legend and hear paranormal experiences from tours over the last decade. And somebody needs to go in and, I don't know if I'll have time to go, but I want somebody to go in and spy on it for me. Because I know some of the people from Gatekeeper. I'm sure they will do a wonderful job, and they do know the history of the place. But the history of that place is so muddled. I was going to use the F word, but I decided just to say muddled. And a lot of it is because of that the guy that allegedly got possessed there, and then he wrote a book, and then everybody else tried to build their history on his book. Now, I don't know.
Yeah, I've heard so many different stories, and I think I've kind of parsed out the actual story myself, but I'm interested to hear Gatekeeper's take on it, and what they've come to learn is true.
It's just okay. Here, I'll give you what I know about the history of the place. Okay, what's the name? Is it Pearl? No, wait, no, Pearl. Yeah, Pearl was the one that got her head cut off, right?
I believe that was her name.
Yeah, I think. Okay, first that happened miles away from fucking Bobby Mackey's. But
that's what I've always heard.
Yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's been associated with the place, but it is hard to disassociate it because anybody knows that I believe in the tourist ghost. The tourist ghost is one when ghost hunters go into a building and say, "I want to talk to the ghost of Pearl." And some dead guy over in the corner is going, "Well, I ain't got nothing else to do. Ain't nothing on TV. I'm Pearl." And next thing you know, you're contacting Pearl. It is a paranormal experience, but
well, and also the idea that even if it was miles away, Pearl may be hanging out where everybody's looking for her anyway.
Right. That is also a possibility. That is also a possibility. I mean, because it'd probably be pretty boring out in the middle of the field where they actually found her.
Yeah.
So,
and got music and dancing at Bobby Mackey, so I mean, it sounds like a good compromise.
I still say the scariest thing about Bobby Mackey's
is the neighborhood it's in.
That too. Well, I mean, neighborhood, it looks shady, but I mean, there's no buildings close to it.
Just the biker bar across the street.
It's not across the street. It's like down the road. No, the scary part, go in the basement and look at the walls that support the dance floor. That will keep you up nights. Anyway, okay. Then, one more for Friday evening, everybody.
Friday at 8. Claire Haney, The Munsters versus the Addams Family. Family Feud.
Our own Scarefest TV's Claire Haney, and that's a really good picture, by the way, that she turned in.
Absolutely.
Following a Family Feud style game, Scarefest TV co-host Claire will pull people from the audience to guess the most popular answers for Halloween and horror themed questions. So I guess they're going to do the Family Feud thing where I've been watching that at the gym, by the way. That's what's on the TVs. So I get so I'm familiar with the concept.
You know what the 100 people surveyed top answers are on all kinds of topics now, huh?
I'm usually fairly shocked at what people say. Anyway, so that's our Friday night schedule, everybody. We'll go ahead. We're going to do Saturday after the break. Let's just go ahead. We're going to give you our first commercial break. Saturday's a little bit longer. We might be able to stretch it out a little more. But everybody, we'll be back in a minute.
Horror. Movie. Fans. For. Life. On Facebook. Find us. For watch parties. For news. For memes. For friends. For life. Horror movie fans for life. Join us.
Okay, everybody, I'm going to answer a question from the chat room. Someone, and I think you said it was Jake that asked that. Jake. For a prize or just bragging rights, referring to the lovely Claire's game show formatted thing. Officially, it's for bragging rights because I'm sure Claire doesn't have a big budget going into this. However, I will kick in whatever t-shirts we have at the Scarefest TV booth, and hopefully we'll have some of our new ones. But if we just got some of the old ones, the winner will get a t-shirt. I will stick my neck out and say that right now. We will make sure there is a prize to go along. It'll be a coffee cup or a t-shirt. We'll make sure Claire has a prize. Now, if she does it, the panel style, no, I'm not giving away 4 mugs. Because, they have 4 people on the team. No, I'm not doing that, but I'll make sure something is there. So anyway,
I can have one mug and just share it every second week. It gets.
You used to be able to do that, but since COVID, I'm not sure it's even legal, Chad. Go ahead.
Well, go ahead and move. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Let's introduce our kickoff speaker, the one kicking off Saturday.
On Saturday at noon, we'll be kicking off with Shane Blythe Paranormal Productions.
Okay, what do you want and expect from the paranormal? How far do you expect to take yourself? And what can you do to improve your investigations? That's what he's talking about.
I know Shane's been recording quite a few investigations and putting them together, and I've seen some of the evidence he's done, and he does a great job.
He's caught some great evidence. No, I will not say that at all. I'm not. Absolutely, he's got some great stuff. He's really good behind the camera. He just needs to learn to put a little more pizzazz in his. But he was lucky this year we did not decide to ban the Remember when we used to have everything was Paranormal 101?
Yes.
Yeah, we did away with that. Oh yeah, and he's fun to party with. No, he's embarrassing to party with. He'll embarrass me if nobody else. But yeah, Shane's a great guy, and he is kicking off our Saturday speaker. Everybody notice that we've scheduled these during general admission hours. You will have time to get in the building, get settled, make your way, grab a beer, grab a soda pop, make your way downstairs to the conference room. Up next.
I think that's a good thing to point out too, Wes. We've talked about it before on the show, but the seminars will be on the second floor. So if you come in where you did last year, you'll have to go down a flight, and they'll be down there. So I know last year people were looking for them because they had the year before we had done them on the main floor, but it will be on the second floor. So plan ahead.
And that was a train wreck when we had them on the floor. We know. We figured it out. But they've got the downstairs done now. So, and you go down, there's an escalator, stairs, and an elevator. And actually, if the escalator stops, then there's two sets of stairs. But yeah, escalator, stairs, elevator, and you go down second floor, and then we'll have signs. It's at the second door from the end, far end. So there. How's that for directions, everybody?
I know. Nobody can say we didn't tell them.
All right. Next up.
At 1 o'clock on Saturday will be Jeff Ignatowski, The Mind of a Killer.
Attendees will be watching interviews with several killers and then discussing the breakdown of their psychology. Why?
Wes, you might want to stay away from this guy. We don't want him to identify you while you're at the con.
Why?
The mind of a killer?
I don't have the mind of a killer. I'm a pussycat. Now, when you talk about convenience store robberies, maybe. But no, when it comes, I will not hurt a flea. I'm that soft. I'm that much of a...
That's my feelings, huh? Not actually hurt me.
You gotta admit, you come back at me pretty strong sometimes.
Well, if I didn't, who would?
Okay. Now, this one I might have to take away.
At 2 o'clock will be Pat Bassard, O'Keefe, Misty Connor, and Ashley Connor on Appalachian Granny Women Magic.
Based on their new book, Appalachian Granny Witch Magic, 3 witches share the secrets of mountain magic and superstitions during this exciting and fun workshop. In addition to the lore of the mountains, audience members will be led through some of the spells cast by their ancestors, spells for good fortune, luck, and happiness. The first 30 participants over the age of 18 will be given a spell kit to take home. So
I'm excited about that one. I would love to be able to sit in on that and see their presentation.
Well, first of all, Misty and Ashley is 2 of the nicest people in the world. Pat is super swell, and has really hot daughters, but this is not part of it. It's a whole other conversation. Pat Broussard was one of the first psychics that I ever got a reading with. And she's very, very good. Now, I don't know if she's going to be doing that this weekend. They were supposed to get a booth, and so I would say they will be doing something like that. But these are 3 very gifted ladies, and if nothing else, I'm just going to say it, these are 3 of the most fun people that you will ever be around, and that's even up against Shane Black. That's how much fun they are.
Like I said, I'm looking forward, and just the having family from Appalachia is this topic really interests me. So I think anybody who attends this can't go wrong.
Now, did your family have any of this mountain magic shit going on?
Well, I mean, to some degree, I don't know going back through, but my grandmother certainly had some superstitious magic remedies to some stuff.
That's what my mom, and she got it from my grandmother. The only thing, okay, first of all, now this might or might not work. I get it. But if you get stung by a bee or a wasp, did they ever tell you to rub 3 kinds of weeds on it?
Had not heard that one.
Oh, you're killing me. Yeah, you take usually plantain, clover, and any other weed that happens to be around except poison ivy.
That gives you a whole nother
leaves
problem.
of 3, leave it be. But and you rub it and it'll make it quit hurting. Now, I personally believe the reason it quits hurting is because you're rubbing the fuck out of it, and
I had the whole rub a penny on a wart and then bury it, and my grandmother did a lot of stuff like that.
And I had not heard that.
Oh yeah, it's supposed to take away the wart.
That's why I guess if you buried it, it would be gone.
The penny. You bury the penny.
Okay. All right. All right. But yeah, Appalachian Granny Women Magic, and this is important. First 30 participants. So walk in that room, get there on time, and get your what they call it, a spell kit. So everybody, there's a plug.
Get there early. At 3 p.m., we'll have Alan Marston. It Made Me Kill.
That's right, everybody. Alan Marston will be confessing to murders live at the Scarefest. Okay. Join Alan as he takes a look at... I'm getting rid of the call. Excuse me. Join Alan as he takes a look at multiple serial killers that state an outside force was to blame for their murderous crimes. He will be looking at some well-known killers such as Ramirez and Berkowitz, as well as some you may not have ever heard of. I've heard of them. I watch Netflix. He will be using his paranormal experience as a basis to look into these killer claims and plausibilities. Alan is... Okay, people, this is one of the smartest people I know. I'm just going to put it that way. President of... what's the name of that thing? U.S. Paranormal Association or something like that.
I've always enjoyed all the seminars that Alan's done in the past. He, in fact, when I did my first seminar, it was because I'd talked to him and he encouraged me. So, I'm kind of sitting here today because Alan led me down a wrong path. But you can't go wrong. Alan's a great guy to hang out with. He does a great job with his seminars. He prepares well. Has a lot of good knowledge, so I think anybody who makes it to his presentation will enjoy it.
The only time I've ever seen him falter was the year that we tried doing the seminars on the main floor, and the projector crapped out, and it threw him. It just absolutely threw him. But otherwise, Alan Marston, It Made Me Kill.
At 4 o'clock will be Mark Muncy and Erica Lance, Holler Monsters in Kentucky.
Now, this is what I just want to say before I even read what the intro they gave us. When this came across the desk, my note on it was, I'm intrigued. Everyone knows the Poplik Monster and the Mothman. Actually, not everybody knows Poplik Monster. Just saying. But how many know of the Boogeyman of the Mushroom Mines? I've never heard of it. The bench leg of Goble Ridge. Join Eerie Travels host and best-selling authors Mark Muncy and Erica Lance as they take you on a virtual tour of the lesser-known cryptids of the Bluegrass State. I will confess, I have not heard of any of those. Have you, Chad?
I have not, and like you said, I'm intrigued.
The bench leg of Goble Ridge. Somebody in the chat room Google that, because that's going to keep me up. So somebody in the chat room tell me what's a bench leg? Goble Ridge I can figure out. That's some back road of some county that I've never been to. But I want to know what a bench leg is. Oh, wait. No. Okay, next up. One of my favorites.
I know Wes is excited about this one. At 5 o'clock, Stephanie Bingham will be on with the spiritualist movement, turn of the century spirit communication.
The lovely and talented Stephanie Bingham will be exploring early forms of American spirit communication, the mediums of the time, and how early American ghost hunting impacted and influenced modern investigative techniques. She fills a room every time she speaks, people. If you've never been to one of her seminars, once again, smartest person in the room.
Best prepared. Anytime you set into one of her seminars, it is like you are taking a college class on whatever the subject is. She's prepared. She's got visual aids. She's gonna make it an experience.
The only thing I will say is I find her terribly, terribly distracting.
Of course you would, Wes.
But otherwise, okay, yeah. Stephanie,
appropriateness is not always your strong suit.
This is true. But we've had her on the show several times, people. And if I bring her on to talk about a topic, she came on one year. We talked about Halloween stuff, the legends, the superstitions associated with Halloween. And just for doing my show, she actually did research and came in prepared, like Chad said. So, yeah, definitely one you'll want to catch. Stephanie Bingham and the Spiritual Movement.
At 6 o'clock will be Beverly McChesney, Messages from the Universe Interactive Gallery.
Bev McChesney, claircognizant psychic medium, will deliver answers to your questions to the universe. An interactive event. Everyone gets to ask questions about anything, and everyone will get answers. If you've never been to one of Beverly's galleries, here's your chance, people. She does them at the Central Kentucky Market once in a while. She does them up to Elizabethtown, Akashic Awareness, and Scarefest. And I don't know if she does them anywhere else, but when she does them, they're full. The only thing I will say is, now, and she'll tell you this in the presentation, don't ask any question that you don't want to answer. There. That's and that's why I never ask her a question in the galleries, because I'm a private person when it gets right down to it. So, but yeah, Bev is great at this.
Don't want to miss.
And I love the picture. Do you see what she's got on her shirt?
Yeah.
It's cannabis. It's cannabis. It's hemp. I'm sorry, it's hemp. Total hemp. Not pot at all.
No.
Okay.
But no, she does a great job. Anybody will enjoy that if they have time to stop by.
I'll put it this way: she's so good. Before you get introduced, Zach, I want to say she's so good. We gave her what we considered the sweet spot time slot of the day. Now you may continue.
At 7 o'clock, Zach Bells will be up with the enduring mystery of UFOs.
Join Zach Bales, the paranormal road tripper and author. Fucking Canada. Y'all need to put that shit out. Okay. Sorry, I'm going to start again. Take 2. We can fix that in post, by the way. Join Zach Bales, the paranormal road tripper and author of the UFO Chasers Atlas, as he discusses his recent journey to Nevada's extraterrestrial highway and the close encounter he had there. Listeners will also uncover the details behind Kentucky's own UFO abduction case and why it's often considered to be one of the most haunting encounters in UFO history. I didn't know we had a UFO abduction.
You do now?
You should go to Zach's presentation.
I should.
All about it.
and hope I don't. But he don't know about the one that got hit by a train either. No, and we gave Zach the 7 p.m. slot. We had him on the show. He's another very well researched, very well spoken. I did not get to see his seminar last year. It was about Bigfoot. This year he's doing UFOs. But yeah, Zach Bales doing his UFO presentation. See, we got ufology. Okay, everybody, we are at the half-hour mark. What's on the?
Barb has one question we'll hit before commercial.
Do you have to be VIP to see the black carpet event? No. I'm going to go ahead and answer that. The black carpet event is actually held in what we call the spine. The spine, meaning it's in the entrance hallway to the building. That is technically public domain. We couldn't keep you out of there. We'd have to actually buy guns. So yeah, it's in the public part. It's a waiting area, if you will, of the Scarefest. So you come in, you can go ahead and get your ticket, but no, at 3 p.m. the black carpet event is public. Media, people, it's assholes and elbows, but it is totally public. You just can't follow the stars into the building if you're not VIP. All right. I should have pulled up its website. I'll go ahead and do that. Okay. We want to give a plug to Charlie Roman, Shadows of Legend, the podcast. Shadowsoflegend.com. Look him up online. But Charlie is it's a very interesting podcast. He mostly just has people on to tell their ghost stories, cryptid stories, whatever stories. But in other words, he listens. He doesn't even consider himself an expert on any of this. He just wants people to share their stories, and he's very engaging. I've been on there once or twice. I don't even know what we were talking about. Do you remember? I'm sure it was ghost stuff. But yeah, Charles Roman, he's an author, he's a columnist, he works for one of the papers here in Kentucky.
Maybe you should go back and listen.
Do what?
Maybe
I should and find out what I said. With over a decade of experience researching and bringing the stories of real people to the public eye. Each story deserves 100% objectivity and 0% judgment. The goal is to present the evidence to the public and allow them to make their own decisions. Check him out, shadowsoflegend.com. Now, for announcements, we're just kind of rehashing what we talked about last week. Rob Whelan is doing an introduction to cosplay prosthetics class. This one, I believe, is on Friday. But yeah, you just get tickets for this. They're for sale on our ticket website. But Rob Whelan, we've always said we wanted to do classes. So now we have actual cosplay prosthetics. And when we talk about prosthetics, we're talking about scars and zombie face and all this. And I forgot to ask Adrian if he's going to stop by and help us with black carpet makeup. He's also doing intermediate cosplay prosthetic class on Saturday. So this is a place for cosplayers who have been through the intro class or those who already have some knowledge and experience. But once again, you can get tickets for this online. Just go to our ticket page, and it's not much. Intermediate cosplay prosthetics. Reed Masterson will be doing a magic show. This year it is a paid event. Last year he did it on the floor, but he did mention, I saw he explained that Reed is doing, it's going to be 30 minutes longer than the show you saw last year. If you saw it, it's got new stuff in it. It's got some of the old stuff because some of it's just crowd favorites. But Reed is doing his magic show. Tickets are on sale, and this guy is pretty regionally famous. So he's not just some guy we pulled in off the street. Reed Masterson, tickets are on sale. The Central Kentucky Mystical Market, Lexington's premier monthly psychic and holistic event, coming up August 26th and 27th, Clarion Hotel I think it's going to be in the Paddock Ballroom. They might change it because they were having air conditioner problems, but it will be at the Clarion regardless. Watch Facebook for announcements or go to centralky.com mysticalmarket.com for more information. Our film festival is drawing down to the end, people. It's over at the end of August. I mean, it's not over. That's when the entries. We're not taking entries after that. Then we finish up the judging. But last time I checked, we were just shy of 100 entries for this year. And if you know a independent filmmaker, tell them to get their entry in. We were in the 90s last time I checked. My own personal plug. I will be doing Sleepaway Camp cosplay if I get 100 contributors, sponsors on my Patreon project. This is what I call my recovery blog. It talks about what I'm going through. I had a heart attack, a cardiac event back in March. And so rather than just be like any normal person, I'm going at it full tilt. I am going to run a 5K next year. That's my goal. I've actually thought about walking one this fall, but I haven't arranged it yet. But anyway, if you will join, if I get 100 subscribers, and it's as low as $1, everybody. For $1, you get to read my stuff, and hopefully I try to be funny about it. Try to tell you what I'm going through. Sometimes funny, sometimes it's heartfelt, but I always try to keep it interesting. But if you want to see me do that cosplay, I need an incentive. And if I get 150 people, I'll even do that cosplay with a tramp stamp. So there, just so you know. Patreon.com/ScarefestRadio. Patreon.com/ScarefestRadio. Or you can go to the Scarefest Radio website. It's linked there. And finally, one more plug. Even if you don't want to do that, support St. Jude's Research Hospital. Go to my Facebook page or go to the Scarefest Radio website. 50 push-ups a day I'm doing because people, I don't know why I'm doing it, but that's anyway. Got people, they sponsored me. It gets a donation to St. Jude's Hospital, and St. Jude's it's a great charity that these kids and their families don't have to pay for this treatment. St. Jude's Research Hospital, you all heard of it, and I actually am looking if you don't sponsor me, it's your way of saying fuck them kids. That's just how I feel about it. Come on, help the kids. Don't think about me. I'm just here. Me, Jake Godbold, and Christy Turner. We're all doing, so you actually get 3 for 1. They're all operating under my page, 50 push-ups a day. But if you know any of us, if you like kids, if you just like kids, do this for the kids. Okay, we're back.
I just sponsored you because I wanted to see you suffer trying to do 50 push-ups a day.
If you'd been here, you'd have seen me suffer. I did pretty good first day. Second day, it hurt. It's not just normal hurt. Being a farmer and working with horses, I jacked the shoulder up in my 30s. And now I can, if I do a wide stance push-up, it sounds like this. Because it's bone on bone in there.
I'm just impressed that you're doing it, and congratulations on all of your health improvements.
Yeah, as I sit here cough and gag during the. I went to Walmart today and I broke my glasses at Christy Turner's birthday party. Dancing, that's how I dance, people. But my optometrist said they couldn't be fixed. They didn't have that frame anymore. I went into Walmart today, and I hate to give them a plug, but I said, "Hey, can you put these lenses in frames?" And they could. But the poor optometrist that was helping me, he sat down with me, and he said, "If I cough and gag, this air quality is killing everybody. I might as well just kept smoking, Chad. It'd been the same difference."
Yeah, I'm not gonna agree with that one. At least now you can get in the house with the air conditioner and filter it out.
Some of our houses are not air conditioned because we live in a 100-year-old house. The ceilings are like 20 foot tall, so the hot air all goes up into the studio. By the way, so yeah, it's always nice. But yeah, I cannot do 50 in a row. I don't pretend I can do 50 in a row. I'm doing them. I'm up to 20 at a time. I have improved.
Amazing.
It's killing Jake. But he's trying.
You're a young man, Jake. You're a young man. You should be able to. Honestly, Jake, when I was in high school and I was in best shape of my life at 18 years old, I couldn't have done 50 push-ups.
50's a lot.
Yeah, not straight. And so yeah. So I feel your pain, Jake, and I'm feeling it every day. Okay.
Even outside the arms, it just such an your abs have to engage so much. It's hard to not get out of breath.
That's what's slowing me down. I've got all this energy now that they put stents in, and I quit smoking. But my lungs are, even though I don't feel it like now, but when I actually do something to exert myself, I pant like a dog. So, yeah, there is that. Okay, we're going to get back now and do our thing. Let's see. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, Sunday at noon. Adam Bonnet putting the para in paranormal.
Adam Bonnet is back, and he's speaking about being a paranormal investigator and overcoming obstacles as an investigator because of his unique position of being in a wheelchair. He uses that position to get evidence and invites things to happen that may relate to that position itself, raising awareness that anything is possible no matter what situation you're in. Calls himself the glider. He's got a firm grasp on his situation. We had him on the show. God, it's been 3-4 years now. Let me get talking. Friends with him on Facebook. I haven't talked to him for a while. But that's another thing. Me and Jake are bitching about our push-ups. I never heard anything out of Christy. She's allegedly doing them, but I think we need pictures.
Well, Christy was in better shape than both of y'all anyway, so it may just not be a big deal.
Like I believe anything Adrian says. So. All right. Next up.
At 1 o'clock on Sunday, Charles Roman, Why We Experience the Paranormal.
Charles, who is a sponsor of the Scarefest, Charles presents popular theories to explain the paranormal encounters and why some experience them while others do not. What's your opinion on that, Chad? Because you've ghost hunted, but you said you've never really had that experience.
Yeah. No, I ghost hunted for almost 20 years now and never really had a few odd little things, but no real experience that really reacted or caused a reaction. I've always liked the and there's all kinds of different philosophies on it, but I always like the one of some people are colorblind, and maybe that applies to ghosts as well. Just because a colorblind person can't see the color red doesn't mean it doesn't exist, and just because I can't see paranormal stuff doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
You might be right. I am a firm believer that a lot of us are so, I'm going to use the word skeptical, but it's tuned out. It's just, we ignore stuff around us. It's like me. If I'm driving down the highway and Independence Day, the Alien movie, if that happened, I'd be home before I knew about it because I never look up. I'm one of those drivers. I don't veer off. The one time I've actually seen something on a ghost hunt, and I've told you all before, I was walking down a hallway at Waverly Hills, and I walked past the motherfucker. I mean, they're like, wait, that was a guy standing in that room. And I backed up and he wasn't there anymore, but I saw something, and even though I was there for that purpose. Of course, I also freaked out one time when I said, hey, do something, and they opened the door. And I'm not even saying they opened it. It opened at the right time. No, yeah. And the expression I used was, fuck me. So that tells you how professional I am. So, okay, Charles Roman, we got him.
At 2 p.m. on Sunday will be Eric Brooks, One of Us, the other in film.
Many horror and genre films deal with the other, those who look, act, sound, think, or believe differently. These stories teach us a great deal about what is defined as normal, mainstream, or acceptable, and what it is like to be excluded from those categories. This presentation will explore these films and their irrelevance in a world increasingly rent by division and exclusion. Sounds intriguing.
Absolutely.
He said, I haven't talked to, I talked to about 2 years ago. So yeah. But Eric is doing, we're closing out with a good old, actually something that has to do with horror movies. So there. But that's our schedule. You notice we've left a little bit of a wiggle room on Sunday. But every hour on the hour, we will, start a seminar. We thought that was an easy way to keep up with it. Panels in the room next to this will start on the half hour. See how that works? Okay. I suggested that so we wouldn't have everybody in the hallway at one time because I hated school for that reason. So.
It will make switching out easier. So, I think we've got a good plan this year. We've got a good layout, and the topics in the seminars are diverse and extremely interesting. So I think everybody's going to find something that they relate to in this.
Now I do want to, in the chat room, somebody a little while ago said, who do we announce? Once again, we had to cancel doing any new celebrity announcements because Brandon Griffith is in Tennessee and doesn't have internet. They couldn't send me any of the stuff we need. They said they might get them on Facebook tonight if he got checked into his hotel and actually had internet to get it finished. So you might see some announcements pop up on Facebook tonight. But our big celebrity, and we've got a good one coming. This is a good announcement. Will be next week. We're not going to do it until next Friday night. When I have, gotta remember, who do I have? Oh yeah, Beatrice Buckley. I remember now.
That's right.
I had to pull up the old calendar there. Beatrice Buckley. Freddy Krueger's mom will be here next week. Okay, let's do our last commercial here. Spirit Mechanics, spiritmechanics.com. Check them out online. But that is not the commercial. This is the Missing Element Shop. They went brick and mortar. They're not just online now. You don't just find them at the Mystical Market. You can find them in the real world at 1018 East New Circle Road, Unit 114. Little strip mall there. The Missing Element Shop, the one-stop shop for spirit mechanics and Stevens Healing Vibrations. They have metaphysical supplies, books, divination, altar supplies, tarot, and oracle decks, handmade glassware, and spirit boards. And coming very soon, West Forsyth prayer candles. It's a gimmick, but they are going to have them, they said, by Spirit Fest. It's actually meditation candles. Not a prayer candle. You don't pray to me, but it might help you meditate because it says calm the fuck down on it. Anyway, Stephen's Healing Vibrations. Stephen Tyree is a vibrational sound healer who uses tuning forks and singing bowls in his practice. In other words, he has these little things, makes noise when you get pain, and he concentrates the sound vibrations on the part of your body that needs it, and it freaking works. It felt good. I've had it done, and so there. SpiritMechanics.com. Find them online or visit them at 1018 East New Circle Road. Now for Bonehead Weekly.
Hey, Scarefest fans, this is Joe Lewis, Bonehead Weekly. Now, I like talking about kids' horror and introducing the kids to horror and stuff like that. So I've tried to do it a little bit with my kid. I want to introduce him to Gremlins, but I got outvoted, and then somebody told him it was too scary. Really want to introduce him to Gremlins, too. I know Gremlins isn't necessarily a horror film, but it's a monster picture. They're gremlins. They're gremlins. I want to do more things that are accessible to younger folks, and I would like to review more things that are accessible to younger folks. So this week, I had the privilege of watching all 10 episodes of Gremlins Secret of the Mogwai. You can find this on HBO Max. It's been out since right around May, and I burned through them fairly quick with my son. And if you don't have HBO Max, which is now called Max, basically what it is it's computer animated, and it's the prequel to Gremlins and Gremlins 2. It focuses on a 10-year-old boy named Sam Wing who gets a Mogwai, and he calls him Gizmo, which doesn't make a lot of sense. They name him later. Let's not get into that. That was one of the only problems I had with this. And then they meet a street thief named Ellie, and Sam and Gizmo take a journey to get Gizmo back to the place in China where he's from, where these little Mogwai are hidden because they turn into gremlins. And gremlins, they don't actually use the word gremlins in this show, really. They call them angry Mogwai or dark Mogwai or mischievous Mogwai. So the same rules apply, basically hunted by a power-hungry sorcerer who wants them back. And that's it. Should you watch it? Should you check out? Now, I understand that 10 episodes is a huge commitment, but they're only about 30 minutes long. And honestly, the first one is a little slow, but once you get past the first one, I kind of enjoyed them quite a bit. But the first one is a little slow. This had been in development for years, and the original Gremlins and Gremlins 2 were both directed by Joe Dante, and he was brought in later in the process to be a consulting producer. There's several different callbacks to different people throughout the show. Even if you remember Zach Galligan, who played Billy, has a cameo. He's one of the characters in the show. He's not Billy, but he voices one of them, and Billy Peltzer. I enjoyed it because I got to watch it with my son. He wasn't scared because it was animated. It's not the best thing in the world, but it actually, on Rotten Tomatoes, has a really good approval rating, and it's high on the critics. A couple of the episodes are actually really good. And the 5th episode's called Always Stab or Run. And what that is basically you have to get through, because it's not easy to get to where the Mogwai live, because you don't want the Mogwai being accessible to everybody. And these are kind of zombie-like creatures, and it's very much a Halloween-esque episode of Gremlins Secret of the Mogwai. I don't know that I think the critics and Rotten Tomatoes rate it a little high, even though I'm telling you to go watch it, especially if you have children. Check it out, especially if you have young kids. And just give it a try. It's really accessible. It's not bad. It's a little cutesy in parts, but I kind of like what they do. They do a good job with the Gremlins. The Mogwai are always a little too cute, but they do a good job with the Gremlins. And my son, we just burned through it quickly, and he really enjoyed it. 6-year-old approved. Gremlins, Secret of the Mogwai, all 10 episodes, 30 minutes or less, all on Max, not HBO Max. Anyway, this all gets confusing in the streaming wars. I'm going to try to find a few more accessible horror films for kids. If you have suggestions you want them reviewed, send them to me. I'd love to talk about it. It's been Joe Lewis, Bonehead Weekly.
And we're back, everybody. We almost blew right past that one because we were talking during Joe's movie review. Everybody, that's what we got for tonight. The schedule is posted on the website. At the top, just click on seminars, and you can see the schedule. I still got a couple of graphics to upload, but we do have that ready. So,
and if you forget, just listen to your friendly announcer during Scarefest, who will be telling you about the seminars as they come up.
You will be giving them reminders, but nobody can listen to the announcer. I love you, Chad, and I loved it when I did it, but nobody really listens. You just
that's why you have me doing it.
That's why we do it, people. To give you reminders of what's going on. How many times have you heard people say, "Well, I didn't hear her"?
All day, every day while there. It's either that or that guy on the speaker is really annoying.
Yeah, he's too loud. Yeah, they actually, and I'm hoping I've talked them out of it. And some people have suggested this. Now I'm going to explain to you right now why I think it's a terrible, terrible idea. Some conventions play music for the sound system. Now, the reason you don't do it, there's 2 settings on music. Soft enough that you can't hear it over the crowd, or loud enough that if you're in a booth trying to buy your favorite zombie head, that booth will be underneath the speakers and you will not be able to talk to you. You can't. That's just the way speakers work.
And it can work better at a hotel convention, but in the convention floor for Scarefest, like you said, you're either not going to hear anything or it's going to drown everything out.
Yeah, 10,000 people can create a lot of noise, and that's 10,000. That's pretty close to what our peak crowd will probably be Saturday, because we'll bust 20,000 in tickets. So
can't wait to see everybody.
Ambiance. Okay, somebody in the chat room, we're gonna say, I always wish it was you need ambiance. The convention is the ambiance. What kind of ambiance do you want?
We'll lower the lights and set off strobes throughout.
And play some shit. What was the guy that did all the sexy songs? Shit, that shows how far out of it I am. Anyway, you get the real deep voice. Somebody in the chat room help me out. I was up late last night. doing a actually it wasn't even an interview. It was like a game show format on a podcast. I did really well, if you were wondering.
You did.
Barry White, that's the name I was trying to think of. Thank you. You win. Bragging rights. Jake, you would have been proud of me. I answered all the questions until they asked me about the soundtrack to Nightmare on Elm Street, and I had not a freaking clue. I do not remember anything about the soundtrack.
I was okay on the movies I actually saw.
Now, for the record, everybody, the reason I didn't hear the soundtrack is most of those movies I saw at the drive-in, and I was 19 to 20 years old, and basically that meant I was dry humping some chick's leg in the back of a pickup. Okay? There, I said it. Now, in other words, didn't care about the movie, probably drunk, but nothing happened that's ever going to come in a trivia game and me remember it from that. So there. Anyway, everybody, that's been Scarefest TV. Like I said, next week we got Beatrice Bupley, Freddy Krueger's mom from, what part was that? Which I won't know. Anyway, everybody, see you next week.
Good night.